Hello, today I'm going to do some basic stuff with the DWM. I'm going to set DWM up and show you around how you can configure it and use it. And of course also the ST terminal, we're going to do that too. So as you can see here, I have a virtual machine. So let's do full screen so we can see better. As you can see, I have an installation of Void Linux. So I'm going to use Void Linux for this. You can use your distribution of choice. Before we download DWM, we need to install a few dependencies. So the first one, of course, use your package manager. The first one is gonna be xorg, and the second one is git and base-devel, and other ones is going to be libxft-devel and libx11, also the development package, and libxenama -devel. Okay, and that's it. Okay, for now. Let's hit enter, and as you can see, I already installed all of these packages. So just so I can save time, so now let me just list. As you can see, I have to make you can make a directory to put your suckless stuff in it. I'm going to do mk here and call it suckless. So cd into suckless. If I list the content, as you can see, I have nothing. So let's git DWM, git clone, https://git.suckless.org/DWM. Okay, hit enter. It's going to clone DWM source code. Okay, let's do the same thing for ST. Also, I'm going to get the D menu. D menu is a program launcher. You can use it for other stuff, but I'm just going to use it to launch programs. Okay, as you can see, we have 3 directories: D menu, DWM, ST. Let's start with DWM, cd into DWM. As you can see, this is DWM source code. Okay, the file we're interested in is the config.def.h. Okay, let's open that with your text editor, of course. And as you can see, this is the configuration file for DWM. Each time you make a change, you have to compile DWM. Okay, let's make some changes so we can just see. If you want to know about this file, I did a previous video where I explained this particular file. You can go and see that. Okay, let's change the border the border pixel. Let's change it to 3, for example. This is for showing bar, and this one is for bar top. And let's change the size of the font to 14. I'm just going to keep monospace, it's fine. And the menu font, I don't want to change that. I'm going to do it in the configuration file for the menu. And you can change the colors also. And here are your tags. You have 9 tags. It doesn't actually start with 1, but these are just names. You can change them, of course. Let's do terminal for this first one, and let's do the browser for the second one. You can replace them with words, letters, numbers or icons or anything else. Okay, let's do just the first 2 and leave the rest to you to play with. I'm going to change this one to from Firefox to Surf, because I'm going to use the suckless browser, and I'm going to make Surf appear in the tag number 2, which is this one. Okay, so tags starts with 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, ignore these numbers. These are just names for the tags. They are not the actual tags. Okay, so we are starting with 0, so that means the tag number 2 is 1. Okay, let me just, all right, I'm gonna explain that a bit more. So let's just change the which is the size of the master window. I change it to 0.65. all right, let's go down, and the mode key, as you can see here, is the alt key. Mode 1 means alt key, and mode 4 means the logo key. Or if you have Windows, that means that the Windows key, if you can call it like that. All right, I'm going to delete this because I don't want to use the menu colors, DWM colors and font for the menu. And we have our default terminal is ST. I'm going to keep it like that. You can change it if you want to use some other terminal. Okay, these are your key bindings. You can change them as you like. Okay, you have mode, shift and enter for spawning the terminal, and mode shift, mode P for the menu. You have other stuff also. I'm going to show you these a little bit later. So as I said before, if I hit mode and 1, I go to tag number 0, which in this case tag number 1, but all right, if I hit for example mode key and 4, I go to tag number 3, which is the 4th tag. All right, that's what I did Surf in the first tag, which I wrote here 1, but it's actually the 2nd tag, which is this browser right here. Okay, this is it for this file. So let's save and exit. list the content again. To build DWM, all you have to do is just make. Okay. Okay. There is no errors or warnings. Now, to install DWM, all you have to do is just sudo make clean install. Okay, and hit enter. Of course, you have to enter your sudo password. Okay, now we install DWM. As you can see here, we have a DWM binary. Use usr/local/bin/DWM. Okay, that's good. Remember, if you want to make changes, always make them in the config.def.h. Okay, because each time we are running make, you are generating this file. Okay, and each time you make changes in this file, the config.def.h, you have to remove the config.h. Okay, I'm removing the config.h. Okay, if I list the content again. Alright, if I make again, it's going to generate that config.h from the config.def.h. Okay, as I list the content again, as you can see, we generated a new config.h. Okay, let's cd back and let's go to ST, and same thing, we are interested in this file config.def.h. let's open it with our text editor. You can change the font, of course. I'm going to change this to Terminus. Okay, let's change the size to 20. Maybe we can scale it a bit more. And the default shell is sh. You can change it to bash or zsh or some other shell. Okay, let's go down. And you have your colors in here. You can change them. Okay, I'm going to do one more change and change the cursor from, or rather the shape of the cursor from block to bar. Okay, which is 6. And let's save and exit this file. Okay, if I list the content, if I run make, we are going to generate that config.h. Okay, with our changes, of course. Let me just open it, config.h. As you can see, we have our configuration here. Okay, now let's run sudo make clean install to install ST. Okay, we have ST in here. Let's cd back and cd into D menu. Let's open the config.def. Let's change the size of the font. Let's make it 16 and save and exit. Let's do make and sudo make clean install. Okay, now we install the Suckless tools. Let's exit out of this. And before we start DWM, we need a way to start it, to start DWM, and that is through the xinit RC file. Okay, you can use the xinit RC file, or you can use a display manager like SDDM or LightDM or GDM or some other display manager. Okay, so I'm going just to use the xinit RC file because it's what I use. And okay, you can create that file, just do vim.xinitrc, okay, and you have an empty file. But I'm not going to do that. Just for this video, I just going to copy an example or the xinitrc file from /etc and x11 xinit and xinitrc. Going to copy it to my home directory as xinitrc.xinitrc. Okay, if I list, as you can see, we have a .xinitrc. Let's open that. As you can see, the file is not empty, so I'm interested in the last 5 lines. Okay, by default, if I run startx, I'm going to start TWM. Okay, but I didn't install TWM, I installed DWM. So I'm going to delete these 5 lines and let's do exec DWM. That's it. All you have to do is type exec DWM, and when you run startx, it's going to execute DWM. Alright. As this is a virtual machine, so I need to do something so I get the resolution right. So you don't have to do this. Okay, and this is just for the virtual machine. You don't have to do this. All you have to do is exec DWM. And one more thing, I'm just going to show you that. One more thing is, if you are using some other keyboard layouts, you need to specify that keyboard layout in this file. Okay, so in my case, I have a French keyboard. Okay, so I have to do set xkb map to your keyboard layout. In this case, it's French. Okay, and the ampersand is for the end. Okay, all right, that's it for this file, and save and exit. Okay, now one more thing to do is just to run startx. Type startx and hit enter. If you did everything correctly, it should launch DWM. As you can see, we have DWM. This is DWM. You have your tags and the status, and here is going to be the title for the window you opened. I'm going to open ST, Alt Shift and Enter for that. As you can see, this is a new fetch. Okay, this is DWM and ST. Alright, let's change the, I'm going to make the ST font a bit bigger. Let's cd into suckless ST and vim config.def. Alright, let's change the font. Let's change first of all the style. Change the style. Type style equal bold. You can do italic if you want. If you want to make it a bit more big, let's change it to 24. Alright, And of course you have to do remove config.h. Alright, you have to do it. So let's do make. And sudo make clean install. Now let's close ST, Alt Shift and C, and open it again, Alt Shift and Enter. As you can see, our font changed. Alright, let's go start HTOP, as you can see. Alright, let's open D menu. As you can see, this is D menu. You can launch programs from here. Okay, let's first of all install a browser. Let's install the suckless browser. Let's cd into suckless, and let's do git clone and https://git.suckless.org/surf. Alright, let's clone that. Alright, now we have surf. Let's cd into surf, and before we compile surf, we have to install some dependencies. I'm going to open another terminal. You can resize these terminals as you like. You can just alright. I just did the Alt H. I'm just using the default, and I suddenly clicked the wrong key. Alright, just hit Alt H and Alt L, the Vim key binding, to resize and switch between the windows. As you can see, you can use the mouse also. Alright. Okay, let's download those dependencies. xbps install user package manager, of course, and first one is gcr-devel and webkit to gtk, also the development package. Okay, it's going to pull also webkit to gtk and also GCR. As you can see, I already installed both of these dependencies. Alright, let's close this window. Okay, let's put htop in it, and alright, let's go in here and let's do an L so we can list. As you can see, we have a config.dev.h. You can modify it as you like. Let's do make, so we can make this package. Alright, we can see we have a lot of warnings. Just ignore those. As long as you don't see errors, that's fine. Now let's do sudo make clean install. Alright. Okay, it's going to install. Alright, we installed the suckless browser. Let's cd back, clean the terminal. Now to open the surf browser, just use D menu. Let's do surf. Alright. And remember that we set surf to be opened in the second tag. Okay, so as you can see here, we have browser and we have this indicator here that this tag is not empty. Alright, if I go to it, use your Alt 2 or the mouse. You can use the mouse also, remember that. Alright, and surf, we haven't searched for anything, so let's Control J and go to the suckless.org and hit enter. As you can see, we are in the Suckless browser, the Suckless website, not the Suckless browser. We are in the Suckless browser. Alright, this is the Suckless website. Alright, okay, that's you can go to DWM, and this is DWM. You can open this image or PNG. Alright, let's go back. You can use the mouse, you can use the keyboard, of course. To find out the key bindings, just open the config.def, serve config, config.def, and let's go down. As you can see, we have the mode key by default is the control key. Okay, remember that. It's not the, as you can see, control mask. You can scroll using JK, and zoom using the mode key and shift. Okay, zoom in, zoom out. Alright, let's quit that. Go to the surf again, can go to ST. Alright, let's we can send this window, of course, to another tag. Let's send it to 3. As you can see, the indicator here means that tag is not empty. You can circle between these tags using Alt and 1, 2, 3, the numbers on your keyboard. Alright. Of course, you can play with this, practice. Practice will make you better at navigating DWM or using DWM and ST. Of course, you can change modes in the DWM. Let's change it to floating mode. Just hit Alt F and let's open a window. It's going to be a floating window. Alright, this is a floating window. If I hit Alt and left mouse button, I can drag this window all over. Okay, I can resize it by holding the Alt and the right mouse button. I can make it small, big. Okay, let's open stop. I can send, of course, this window to a tag. As you can see, I send it to tag number 7. In this case, it's number 8, but this is just a name for a tag, not the actual tags. Alright, I can close it, Alt Shift and C. Of course, if I want to change back to tiling mode, I hit Alt T. As you can see, this sign changed. Do it again, do it again. I can change to monocle mode. Okay, which switch you back to tiling mode. Both modes. Let me just go to tiling mode and floating mode. Now if I open another window, it's going to be floating. I can drag it around. Alright, as I showed you before, let me just close this one, go to tiling mode. Alright, I can resize, of course, resize this one, and can switch focus from left to right. Let's open something in this one. Let's just list and do something in the other one. I can resize this one, resize it back. Okay, you can play with this. That's how you learn this stuff. All right. Now let's do some patching. All right, patching DWM is very nice. You can add stuff that you like or you need. All right. You can go to cyclist, of course, and DWM patches. Let's go to the alpha patch, which adds transparency to DWM, as you can see here by this image. Let's get this one, as I'm using the Git version. Let's select everything, copy everything. All right. And what I do is just go to the cyclist DWM and make a directory, mkdir patches, so I can store all of the patches I apply to DWM. And let's go to Vim, use your text editor, of course, patches, we alpha patch dot diff. Okay. All right. You can look through this file if you want. All right. Let's save and exit. And the way to do patches, to patch DWM, the way to patch DWM is to run patch command and -p. And this one is patch number 1. All right, let's do lesser than sign and the path to the patch, which is patches and the alpha patch, and hit enter. As you can see, the patch was successful. You can see succeeded. All right. If I list the content, as you can see, we have a config.def.h origin. This means the original file. You can delete this one. We can delete it now. Let's delete the def.origin because we don't need the original file. We need the new one. Let's delete also the config.h and delete the other ones. Whenever you see origin, just delete it. Alright, and drone.c.origin and dwm.c.origin. Okay. We have still one. Remove drone h.origin, delete it also. And now let's do make. Just run make, and if you don't see any errors, that's good. And sudo make clean install. And as I said before, each time you make changes to the configuration of DWM, you have to recompile DWM and install it. Alright, now we compiled DWM and installed it. Now the transparency is not going to work because we don't have a compositor running. So we have to install a compositor. In this case, I'm going to install PyCom. You can use any compositor you want. There is one called Compton. You can use it. Install PyCom. And okay. as you can see, I already installed PyCom. So now I have to start PyCom. To start a program, you just add it to your Xinit RC to start with your window manager. Okay, let me add it right here. Just type PyCom, okay, and ampersand. All right, now let's save and exit. Now I need to reboot the machine. You need to reboot or just quit out of DWM. To quit DWM, just hit Alt, Shift and Q to quit DWM. Okay, and now we just type startx again, and the compositor should be running. All right, let me just restart this machine because half of the bar is not showing. And just log in, type your password. Now let's type startx. All right, now we're not going to see the transparency even after installing PyCom. So we need to set up a wallpaper. So let me open the terminal. I use a program called Fa, which is this one. All right. You can use nitrogen, okay, but I'm going to use Fa because it's simple and lightweight. Use your package manager to install it, and okay. So just I can set my wallpaper so we can see that transparency, and I installed it already. So let's use it, and let me just download a wallpaper. I'm going to use Chromium to search and download a wallpaper or some image. Let's open Chromium here. Okay, let's type free wallpaper. Let's type that, and let's download some image, just a random image. Get rid of this. All right, let's download this one. All right, okay. All right, let's download this one, just one. This one is fine. Save it, and let's save it. And let's call it something. This wall.gpg. All right, save, and let's close the Chromium. If I list download, I'm going to see wall.gpg. Okay, I'm going to set it up. Let's use our Xinit RC so we can start it with our window manager. Let's do it in here. Okay, the way to do it is just do fa-bg fill, because we want to fill the screen, and the path to that wallpaper or image home directory and my username and download. I think wall.gpg. Okay, and an ampersand at the end. Let me just check. Yeah, it's downloads and called wall. All right, that's good. And let's save that. Save that and exit. Now let's quit out of the DWM. I'll shift Q and type startx again, and you should have a wallpaper. And as you can see, the transparency worked. We have transparency in here. Okay, let's run ST. Let's apply also the alpha patch for ST. I'm going to use Surf again, the Surf browser. Just type Surf and Suckless. You can use D menu to search for websites.org. As you can see, I typed the browser and the website I want to go to, and it's going to open in the second tag. Okay, let's go to that second tag. As you can see, let's go to ST patches. And where is this alpha patch? Okay, we have the alpha patch in here, as you can see. Let's go down to this one, 0.8.5 down. Select everything, copy everything. I think I copied, yes. Let's go. Let's cd into suckless st, and let's create a directory. The same thing that we did with DWM, we can do it with ST. Create a directory to store our patches. All right, mkd patches, and vim patches alpha patch .diff, because this is a diff file. Let's paste everything, save and exit, and do patch -p1 and lesser than sign and the path to our patch alpha. Okay, everything succeeded. We have no failures. Okay, so let me list the content again. We have st.h.origin. We can delete that, remove that, because we don't need it, because we didn't make any mistakes. All right, let's see, and that origin. What else? And we need to remove the config.h. Let me just show you. Now we applied the alpha patch. You're going to see that the alpha patch was, the configuration was done in this file, not in this file. Okay, let me just use diff, and let's use -u config.h. all right, and you're going to see the difference between these two files. As you can see, this file, the config.h, is missing this one. There's 3 lines, okay, which is the background opacity and float. All right, and we're missing an empty space, which doesn't matter anyway. All right, now let's remove the config.h, and let's modify our alpha, which is the opacity of the terminal. Okay, config def h, and let's search for alpha. As you can see, we can change it to whatever transparency level that we want. Let's change it to 6, for example. It's gonna be too much. Let's change it to 7 and save and exit. and now we can do make again. And now let's do sudo make and clean install. Okay, that's good. Now let's close ST and open it again. Alt Shift Enter. As you can see, we have transparency. All right. Let me just zoom in a bit. And I think this is it for patching. You can explore the patches to find what patch you might want or you might like or something like that. You can patch, of course, the color scheme, the border box draw if you want to draw stuff in ST or have some other stuff in ST. We have a Dracula color scheme, Grove box. Okay, and just close this. Okay, this is it for this video. I think I covered some of this stuff to get you started with. You can watch the other videos I did on the configuration files for DWM and ST. And thank you for watching. If you have any questions, put them in comments or okay. See you in the next one. Goodbye.